Near-death experiences in Scripture. 10 people were raised from the dead according to Scripture. 1 Kings 17 through 22, Elijah raised the son of Sarah, widow, from the dead. 2 Kings 4, 32 through 35, Elijah raised the son of the Shunammite woman from the dead. 2 Kings 13, 20, 21, a man was raised from the dead when his body touched Elijah's bones. Matthew 27, 50 through 51, many saints raised from the dead after the resurrection of Jesus. Matthew 28, 5 through 8, Mark 16, 6, Luke 24, 5, Jesus rose from the dead. Luke 7, 11 through 15, Jesus raised son in the window of Nain from the dead. Luke 8, 41, Jesus raised the daughter of Zarias from the dead. John 11, 1 through 44, Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. Acts 9, 36 through 41, Peter raised Dorcas from the dead. Acts 29, Paul raised Eutychus from the dead. John 8, 44, Satan is called father of lies. 2 Corinthians 11, 14 to 15 shows that Satan can use a near-death experience to deceive a person into believing something about the afterlife that is not true. As for an example, a New Age example, how deceptive Satan is, particular reference will be made for that to a near-death experience reported by Mellon Thomas Benedict from 1982, dead for more than an hour after illness due to terminal cancer. The vision report of this man teaches that God is an impersonal force or an intelligence, and that the whole universe is God and particles in his divinity. This is actually a form of pantheism. One near-death experience report taught reincarnation in Hinduism. It is for humans a constant cycle of incarnations which has escaped through access to a state of non-existence. Here's what the person stated. The light explained to me that there is no death. We are immortal beings, that we have already been alive forever. I realized we are part of a natural living system that recycles itself endlessly. I was never told I had to come back in the spiritual world. I just knew that I would. Some people after a near-death experience are subject to gifts of telepathy, telekinesis, contact with the dead, astral travel, healing, divination, in other words, demonic powers that are condemned by the Bible. For an example, Deuteronomy 18, 10 through 12 states, There shall be no found any among you, anyone that maketh a son or daughter pass through the fire, that useth divination, or an observer of times, an enchanter, or a witch, a charmer, consulter with familiar spirits, or wizard, or necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations the Lord thy God doth drive them out before thee. Near-death experiences, just because a person has a near-death experience doesn't mean it's from God. We have to be very careful. And if you're confused about something, take it to Scripture for understanding. God bless.